Hello there, welcome to Cool Talk, and here are my predictions and my choice for the Oscar winners of 2020. We're going to begin with Best Supporting Actress. And the nominees are Laura Dern for A Marriage Story, Florence Pugh for Little Woman, Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell, Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit, and Margot Robbie for Bombshell. Kathy Bates is not going to win. She's won before in a little-known movie. Margot Robbie, very talented actress, but I feel that her beauty works against her. People not taking her seriously, I don't know. Scarlett Johansson, she's nominated as supporting actress and as a lead actress for A Marriage Story. Usually when this happens, she'll get something, but she's not going to pick it up for supporting actress. The momentum is not there. So the safe money is on Laura Dern, that Laura Dern will win for A Marriage Story. She's long overdue, been nominated before, never won. However, I predict there's going to be an upset this year. Florence Pugh in Little Woman. She had a very subtle, very understated performance, very effective, and my prediction and my choice is that she's going to upset the awards this year and she will win. Best Supporting Actor, Al Pacino and Joe Pesci for The Irishman, Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in My Neighborhood, and Anthony Hopkins for The Two Popes. I think Pacino and Pesci are going to cancel each other out. They're going to divide the vote for The Irishman. Anthony Hopkins was very good as usual, but not going to win for The Two Popes. Tom Hanks may pick it up, but I think that Brad Pitt will pick it. He is my choice and my prediction. He was the best thing about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He was hilarious and also long overdue. Best Actress, Scarlett Johansson for A Marriage Story, Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Saoirse Ronan for Little Woman, Charlize Theron for Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger for Judy. Now, Cynthia Erivo, she came out in this movie, Harriet, which not a lot of people saw. It seems more like a Lifetime film. She's a British actress, very good, but she made some comments on Twitter a few years ago that offended some of the African-American community. I don't see it happening here. Now, Charlize Theron has won before. In any other year, maybe. But this year, she's up against very stiff competition. And Scarlett Johansson was magnificent in A Marriage Story. In any other given year, she would be my favorite. But she's up against Saoirse Ronan for Little Woman. Saoirse Ronan is long overdue. She deserves to be the winner. And I really, really wish Scarlett Johansson or Saoirse Ronan would win. But unfortunately, Renee Zellweger is going to win. She's my choice and my prediction for Judy. I say unfortunately because I didn't like the movie. However, Renee Zellweger, she belted it out. It was a great performance. But get this, she also did her own singing, and she did her singing on stage in front of a live audience. What you see is what you get. She was great. Best Actor, Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, Adam Driver for A Marriage Story, Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, and Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes. In any other year, any of these performances are worthy. All of them deserve the Oscar. However, it comes down to two. One of my favorites is Adam Driver, and if Joaquin Phoenix doesn't get it, Adam Driver should be next in line. He is deserving. However, my choice and my prediction is Joaquin Phoenix. He carries the film Joker. And coming on the heels of the magnificent performance of Heath Ledger, he had big shoes to fill. Well, he did it in spades, portraying mental illness, pathos, and also having us feel sorry for the Joker, but at the same time not forgiving him. Having been nominated multiple times before, this is his year. And now the big one, Best Picture, 1917. Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Woman, A Marriage Story, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. A very good year in movies, 2019. Now, Jojo Rabbit is a feel-good film, and of all these nominees, it's probably the biggest feel-good film. Scarlett Johansson, of course, picked up the supporting actress nomination over here. And think about it. It's the little boy whose imaginary friend is Hitler, a tough sale. but I don't think it's going to happen here. Now, Ford versus Ferrari was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. One of the most entertaining films in quite a while. And Matt Damon is deserving here, not as a nominee, but he's a producer of the film. But one of my favorites in any given year, A Marriage Story. Very emotional. If you can see a movie about divorce and actually sit there, this would be the one. I cannot recommend it more highly. Go catch it. A Marriage Story, magnificent. Great performances by everybody involved, including the nominees, but Alan Alda and Ray Liotta, who are not mentioned. So, Adam Driver, never been better. Scarlett Johansson, never seen her like this. Now, the next film, Little Woman. I'm a little pissed off that the director, Greta Gerwig, was not nominated as Best Director. She was not nominated. The film was. And there's a chance that she might win because she was overlooked as the director. But I don't see it happening, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. But first, The Irishman. Very good. Martin Scorsese, as usual. Very good, excellent cast, well acted, well made, well done, but way too long, overindulgent, at times pointless. This is not Martin Scorsese at his best. I believe they could have cut an hour out of this film very, very easily. It was more of a homage of Scorsese, De Niro, Pesci, and Pacino, all these old men giving it one last hurrah. That's what it felt like to me. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Very well made, very well acted, very funny, but I did not like it. I do agree that it objectifies women. I didn't like the violence that was portrayed against women, especially in this era of the Me Too movement. And I'm not talking about the ending before anybody writes to me and brings that up. Tarantino sometimes comes across to me as childish in his attitude towards women, and sometimes tries to go over the top just for being over the top's sake. I find Once Upon a Time in Hollywood also very long, overindulgent, and often pointless. It's a homage to the 60s that just doesn't work for me. But other people love it, so you never know. I'm very torn here. I like The Marriage Story, but Parasite, I'm going to have to say this would be a very narrow pick for me. I loved Parasite, and I was surprised. It's a Korean film. Many people don't like subtitles, but if you watch this film, you're in for a big surprise. Lots of twists and turns, lots of comedy, a little bit of horror, lots to say about the social classes, not just in Korea, but it also resonates here in the United States. Again, very highly recommended. Watch Parasite, and I predict that it's going to win Best Foreign Film. And Bong Joon-ho will win Best Director, but they won't win Best Picture. Every time an international film is nominated for Best Picture and Best Foreign Film, it picks up Best Foreign Film, and it does not pick up Best Picture. This year might be an exception, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to go the road of Roma, or Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and some other films that have been out there. Life is Beautiful, for example. They all won Best Foreign Film, but not Best Picture. I see that happening here, even though many say that Parasite is carrying a lot of momentum right now, and it could be the exception to the rule. If it does happen, I couldn't be happier. What is there to say about Joker that hasn't been said already? A monumental performance by Joaquin Phoenix, who I chose and pick and predict that will be the winner. A film about urban decay that touches on the way society can fail a lot of us and the downtrodden. It almost makes you feel that you could have been the Joker under any other circumstances. We don't feel sorry for the Joker, but we get to understand him quite a bit. And a very worthy film in any other year, but I think the Academy's sensitivities are not going to allow the Joker to be the winner, not just because it's a superhero film, but because of the grittiness of the subject material. I don't think it's going to fly. Hopefully it does, though. So who's going to win? My prediction is 1917. It's the kind of movie that the Oscar loves. It's epic, it's historical, set in World War I, very well made. The sound editing, the choreography, the way the film was put together as if it was one take. Now, they don't allow you to get very close to the characters that are here. We're kind of like following along, but we're involved. The movie is very tense, very exciting, harrowing, scary, horrifying at times. So, in a worthy year with a lot of worthy nominees, 1917 is my prediction to win the Oscar for Best Picture. So what else do we have to look forward to? Well, I want to see Greta Gerwig get another Oscar for adapted screenplay. Quentin Tarantino will probably win original screenplay as a consolation prize for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I really hope that he doesn't. Other than that, a lot of technical awards that are very, very competitive and a very good year. Cinematography, editing, sound editing, and so forth. My recommendations: Parasite, excellent film. Joker, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. A Marriage Story, very emotional, and 1917. A very good year, 2019, for the Oscars, and I look forward to February the 9th to see how my predictions turn out. In the meantime, comment below, send me suggestions, likes, dislikes, or better yet, subscribe. This is Cool Talk.